Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of TMI with Maiekayla. And you guys, I have some special guests here. Alright, so the show is Showbiz in Vegas, and I got Nicole Butler Vegas here. And another guest, John's in the house. Hey you guys, welcome.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here, and we're happy to share a little bit about, I guess, how we met.
Yes.
And how I met with John. And
yes.
All right. What's in store for Showbiz in 2025 in Las Vegas?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So, actually, Nicole, she is a mother. She is an actor. She is a producer. She is the thing of Vegas.
She's a veteran.
Oh, yes. Thank you, ma'am, for your...
LV cop.
Oh, no, snap.
North Las Vegas, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you for your service, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. And then John, tell me, who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
I said John's here.
So I can tell you all about her.
John Swango.
I don't know where you want me to begin.
Yeah, tell me about you. So we actually just met in the back hallway today, but I know that you are on a huge project with Nicole.
Yeah, that's going to be the sequel to Desert Fiends, which we just had the red carpet for.
Woo.
Was that 2 weeks ago Friday?
Congratulations, you guys.
And it was awesome.
That's awesome.
And, but I met her on Clown Motel 3, and we just hit it off and got along, and now she's got me wrapped into this second movie, and I'm going to come on as a main executive producer.
Wow.
And help the crew. And
he's holding out.
Oh,
because I really like his backstory. After working and retiring, he... I love that backstory. How did he get started?
Yeah, I want to know.
So, do you want to hear from my...
Yeah. So okay. Well, first of all, you're an actor, and then you're gonna be an executive producer.
Yep. He's gonna be top dog of Desert Fiends 2, working together with Sean C. Phillips and I.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And how long have you been in this industry for?
Since the end of June.
Oh, this is fresh. Wow! Congrats.
Crash course.
Awesome. She did this, huh?
It's a little, I don't know, it's a little bit of a boring story, but
no.
I am a retired tool and die maker machinist from General Motors. And I put in 30 years in Flint, Michigan.
Cool.
I bought my place in Pahrump in 2020 and retired in June of this year, moved right out here.
Nice.
And how I got into the movie business is crazy. Okay, I'll just tell it all, I guess.
Spell it.
So when you come out here, they make you I've got a few motorcycles and cars. So to get them transferred to Nevada, you have to do VIN checks. Well, only the highway patrol cops or like the DMV can do that. So I had like 2 vehicles done, and a week later the DMV in Pahrump burnt down.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So but you could print those forms out online. So I printed them out, took each vehicle to the cop, because they have to have the vehicle there to do it. Took like 4 of them. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to take a trip to Tonopah instead of coming into Vegas. So I did. I just rented a room in Tonopah, went up there, because that's the next closest DMV.
Wow.
And so when I get back, my feed just keeps giving me all these Tonopah things. Hotels, restaurants. You know how your feed goes when you search one thing. Clown Motel comes up on Indiegogo. But it was for the role with your friend Jenna.
Oh, what? So,
and,
wow.
But there was another role. There was another role that looked better. It was a military role. So I got that role. And that's how I met Joe Kelly and whatever. And then I went up there, and I was having so much fun. And it was great up there. She was up there. It was.
So you searched this up not looking into movies. You were just
I was searching things to do in Tonopah. So when I got back to Pahrump, my feed just kept giving me stuff to do in Tonopah.
Gotcha.
And that's where the Clown Motel's at.
It sounds like it was meant to be.
And and then so when I was up there, they kept asking me, "Are you going to Nelson for the rest of the shoot?" And I did, and I'm so glad I did, because that was an education like no other on the background. Because I had already been killed in the movie.
Oh, snap.
Spoilers! You can't do spoilers yet. Shh, John.
What is
I wish I had a notepad, because I want to write something to you. Right? So, but I helped, and I got to meet Guthrie, I got to meet Cameron, I got to meet people that worked with her on Desert Fiends, and we just worked hard and got along and did what needed to be done. And yesterday we were all together in something crazy, and now here we are today.
Well, he took the time to get to know me. Him and his sister Melissa came over to my house, let him borrow the generator for the movie, and I liked how he took care of people.
Yeah, that's
Because if you
awesome.
don't take care of other people, you can take care of yourself all day. Some people can't even take care of themselves, but to actually take a step above and take care of other people, that's who I want to work with. But John's very new, so that you know how there's all this history that you have to learn about. Showbiz.
Yeah.
Hopefully you have to learn the hard way, but we all do one way or another. But there's a lot of good people, and you just have to be aware. That's all.
Right.
And he did really good, and he looked out for everybody on Com Hotel. I mean, he had the shade and drinks.
That's awesome.
Right.
That's who you want as a producer.
Yes, correct.
Right. So
Somebody that like oversees everything,
Takes care of
protective.
people.
You know what I appreciate? So actually, we were just on a shoot. We won't talk about it or a
yes,
commercial.
all of us together.
Yeah, all three
Yes,
of us.
all different parts.
Yes, all different
You guys
parts.
had better parts.
Let me
Well,
tell you guys, I'm like I'm biting my tongue, trying not to say to anybody.
and I got pulled out of the extra line
Really?
I was in the extra.
for a part, and while I was in that line, I got
Awesome.
pulled out again.
Oh, really?
Got bumped.
Oh, that's
I got-
awesome.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I didn't even know I was gonna get the. I didn't even know that position was even
I was on the
available.
other side. You guys were on the good side. And I'm like, anybody over here, the nosebleed.
But it was awesome though. But what I was gonna say, because I've been on other
Sets.
other sets where it's all messy. You have to figure it out on your own, kind of thing, what to do, and just make it look like you're part of the project. And then there's sets where it's like they don't care how you look; you're just a body to fill in. But this one, I really felt they were taken care of. What?
You probably got to take care of it. You. I was like,
I was very taken care of.
Yeah.
I was so spoiled that day. I felt so nice.
So that's what I'm saying, though. There's good and bad experiences. We can all be on the same set and
Yeah.
have obviously different experiences.
Right.
Lucky you both.
Oh,
Not
thank
lucky.
you.
At least you two got to sit down some.
Oh yeah.
You guys, I was
I
wearing
did,
heels.
I did not,
Yeah.
hardly at all.
No?
No.
My feet was actually I have blisters. Yeah, just because of the costume I was wearing, it was
Right.
heels, and then we did overtime.
I was far away from you. And
Yeah,
you.
It's like I got to talk to her just a couple times.
Aw.
And
I
you-
seen her right
Yep, that was
at
it then.
breakfast.
That was it.
Let me tell you guys, that's how like they really took care of the people there. There's food, like throughout the whole thing.
If they don't provide food, though, if it's a SAG set, they do get meal penalties, which some people are fine. So always bring your own food just in case, because they're willing to pay it. They probably don't.
Yeah. This one I was surprised because they said to eat beforehand. I was actually trying to lose weight for that position in like 2 days, but I was like no carbs. Then they had a whole buffet before, during, and then they had lunch. But I thought that was really nice. And then there's like the girls doing hair and makeup, and like they are just noticing everything and that's what I was saying. Like they make sure everything looks good. The guy
If
was
you
sweating.
are on camera, yes.
Yeah.
But if you're not on
Oh,
camera,
never mind.
I got he about fainted. He got
That's why.
he got lightheaded.
Oh, snap.
I got the story about that
Wow.
later. No, I mean later in the day I was told why all that happened.
Never mind. I guess they only take
But
care of
when
the
will
people
it
on
air?
camera.
But when will it air?
February 9th.
There you go.
From what I'm aware of.
Be on the lookout February 9th for the
Yeah,
lovely.
there's something
I
there's
have,
something
like,
big going on that
Something
day.
big. Literally, like every part of that title is. I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm
Right.
proud of everybody that was part of it. Like, I'm like, wow, I want to say so much.
And the thing was, I got booked for that Wednesday night.
Really?
Yeah, I sent her a.
So he was very new. That's his first gig, and he
Awesome.
got bumped. So you never know
Congrats.
what they're
Bumped
looking
twice.
for.
You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy. One of the people that were supposed to be in like the same position that I had, it's crazy because she was assigned that already ahead of time, and it knocked her off just
That's what I'm
because the costumes didn't fit. And I feel bad for saying that, but what I realized when it comes to this specific industry, it's not.
Certain luck sometimes.
Yeah, it's not about
Yep.
them building you
Yep.
up for the position. It's just whoever fits whatever that vision
Yeah,
is.
that's how I
it.
got my second bump. Was
Yeah?
I fit the costume? I'm
You
dead
fit your
serious.
costume, and
I was wondering if in my
they had,
costume.
they had me in this gray thing, and I'm in like a nosebleed. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Not every part's going to be meant specifically for whoever. It has to be whatever their vision is, so
Yeah,
people
correct.
can't take it personally.
Correct,
So
correct.
people can't get upset when
It's the vision.
I should have got that. No, that they deserved it because they fit their vision,
Right.
and that's
Correct.
how it works.
Correct.
And there is a spot for everyone.
Correct.
It doesn't matter what you look like, what color you are. There is a
Yes,
spot
yes.
for everyone in something
Now you,
at some point.
now you know that though, because remember, and you're
Right.
like, oh, it has to be. No, I was like, that's a smorgasbord of backgrounds and looks and
Right.
skill, and
Right.
that's how it sells. But what is it, February 9th?
Yes,
Yeah.
February
There you go.
9th. I feel like that date already like says a lot. I'm done
No,
talking
no,
now.
no, it doesn't say a lot because you didn't give it away.
You're
We're
right.
just giving clues.
Okay,
So it's clueless.
I'm learning so much, you guys. Like, because some of the girls told me like last time they worked with some of the people on there, and other producers found like a
Pictures?
just a like BT. It says BTS, and it was just a selfie on a white wall, and she was told to tear it down. And I guess like other people were kicked off of the show completely.
You can get in
Yeah.
trouble and never hired again,
Uh-huh,
or you
yeah.
can get in trouble. But it's if you don't put the title on anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't say anything. Just say, this is my work day today.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is my set day today, and that is it.
Yeah.
You leave it very bland. Now, if you start putting other things in there that you shouldn't, you are probably going to get in trouble. So just be careful and celebrate afterwards. Share the heck out of
Yeah.
it afterwards, and be proud that you got to be part of an awesome
No,
set.
honestly, I feel like the experience alone is so like different and unique that I'm not even worried about getting like a main
Credit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even care. I feel like just being part of it. But maybe I'm so fresh in the business, I don't really care.
and me.
You know.
You'll like to get a credit, especially if you're
She
featured
said you
in it.
want to.
On IMDb for say on feature films, you'll get a credit. Sometimes if you're non-union though, it'll be very hard sometimes to get the credit. Now if you're SAG, you're protected by the union. Now if it's a commercial, they won't consider that a credit on IMDb. You can list it. So there's just different ways of going about things, isn't there?
Well,
Right, but we really can't do anything till after.
Well,
The
I
ninth.
appreciate the
After the ninth.
credit, but I guess like I don't really care. Actually, well, I'm not good about like remembering lines. Even as a singer, like doing karaoke, the lines are in front of me. I still get those words wrong when I sing it. So,
As long, I think with some people, as long as you get the gist of what you're supposed to say, they
Yeah.
don't care if you miss an R or the. And if
Okay,
you
cool.
get too tongue twisted, sometimes they'll take a step back and see what you are feeling comfortable with, so you are more authentic in that role that you are getting cast in. So there's different ways about it. Just like there's certain bigger talents, they either do improv and they're fine with it, or they'll do cue cards, or they'll do teleprompter.
Oh, that's nice.
Earpieces.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Somebody's
good.
reading it to them.
awesome. I'm learning a lot, but this is super fun.
Yeah.
So let's back it up for the first question. Nicole and I, how we met, we're like far back. So Nicole, I met you like 2-3 years ago, right?
Well, I started, I don't know when it was, it'll be 4 years in February.
Wow.
When I did my first film, which Julie Goldman was a pilot, The Cleaning Lady, where they gave me my first Taft-Hartley. You want Taft-Hartleys, and you want
Awesome.
SAG vouchers, so you can be SAG eligible.
So this is cool. So I met you because you have it was during politics, like two politics.
Oh, I don't even know.
seasons ago.
I don't, yeah, I'm kind of like staying
No,
out
no,
of
no,
that
you're
in the
good.
showbiz.
But that's when I met you
So-
because that's where I met Vince. Is that his name, Vince?
Vince, yes.
Vincent, right?
Vince, yes.
Call Mary.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And I met him through my friend Tiffany Jones that had Thanksgiving. Everybody gets to meet each other,
Yeah.
and they eventually come back around and, support each other. 'Cause
Yes.
I did a talk show, Vegas Views with Maria Preza, and you came on.
Yes, correct.
And I think, were you there by yourself, or did somebody else come on?
Yeah, I was by myself.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, good.
So that was 4 years ago.
It can't be 4
Oh,
years ago,
snap.
because I just started that 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, so maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember Nicole, she had her Ziploc with her cards in there, and she says, I do everything. I'm just a connector. So one thing I appreciate about you is because you're humble, and you're really, like, you're super, like, woo, like, I could feel it. You know what I'm talking about? And she loves connecting people. That's what I appreciate. So the reason I'm going to say I'm grateful for you, and I just thought about it right now, even though we don't, like, communicate, but you're always supporting, you're always trying to find a way to get to my events, even though you never came to my events, but you still...
But I think what was going on with that, wasn't I working full time too?
Oh, snap, girl.
And I did.
That's a lot. That's a lot. No, that's awesome,
And I think I was
though.
working like the swing shift too at one point, where it was
Wow.
like 4 in the afternoon, at like midnight, and then I got off home at like 1 in the morning. I think I didn't have.
No, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't even matter if you went or not. I just appreciated the fact that you acknowledged the event and still tried to support it and shared it. Yeah. But what I'm grateful for too, and I'm looking back at it, when I first got, so she invited me on her show. It was with
Vegas Views, but
you
then I switched it to Nicole. Well, so Maria Preza did something on her own, and then I went on my own way. And it was something where, I mean, I was helping out. I was volunteering, and yes. So I kind of did my own thing, and my different perspective. I felt that it was better that I went off on my own.
Okay.
And then I did do talk shows, which I love connecting. But then I went working full times, and then or I was putting a movie together or something. So it kind of took me off into a different course where I couldn't do these interviews. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're back to interviews." I was like, I can't do it on my own. I had to have a co-host. There's no way, because if I'm booked on something and I can't cancel,
interferes,
it's not fair. Or there's sponsorships. I don't know if you're looking for sponsorships. People
all the time. We are looking for sponsorships, you guys. I have anything you want to sponsor.
And then you'll advertise them while you take your commercial breaks, because that's really important. And so I can't do that on my own, one person. Now, if you have other people helping you out, no problem. But if it's like a team of one, it's a lot of work and a lot of responsibility.
Shout out to Johan in the back.
Yeah, thank you.
He is the reason that this thing is running for PHLV Radio.
And that's important, though, to give props and support the people that do support you. And if you can eventually circle back around and reconnect with them when everybody has downtime, it's great. But if not, we're all busy, focused on what we have to do in our lives to keep it afloat.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what I love, because when you interviewed me, you asked me what's next, what is it that you want to do, and I think in my head, like, I was doing so many things that I never thought I was going to do, that I couldn't even think of like anything bigger. But so basically I was like in pageantry, modeling, and singing, and I was pursuing marketing. And now I'm like, what else is there to do? And then
there's more.
I know, and then I was like, maybe acting. But I think I just wanted to like be in a background type of deal. But let me tell you, actually Nicole, because she always tags everybody. I always get her notifications on Facebook. Nicole tagged, it's a highlight, all of that. And I was like, okay, let's do this thing. Because the honest truth is, gig works, they're fun and stuff, but the thing is, they're not stable. So there are days when I'm like, I need to find the next gig. And then I remember you posted something, and then it was like, this is the rate, this is the project. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And you were the reason that I got my first gig. I never actually thought about it, and it's crazy because it's like we're never talking that much, so thank you.
But I'm always looking out as much as I can, though.
Yeah.
I just can't. There's so many people now in my life that I can't personally, unless they message me, I cannot. I just can't. I will kill over and I won't be able to do it. Because I'm only one person, but I do the best I can.
Yeah, you do an awesome job at it.
But congratulations, and also John, that was his first gig.
Congratulations.
And it was, check your email.
Yeah.
That's what I got from her.
Well, actually, I thought these were sketched in the beginning. So this one wasn't the one that we were just on. That wasn't my first one, but I got connected for the Shaquille O'Neal one on ABC channel. That one was good too, because they were feeding everybody. But it wasn't like buffet, but they were, Shaquille O'Neal and Gina Rodriguez was the host for Lucky 13, and they were, and it's crazy, I never actually shared it to anybody, because by the time it was out, I was like, oh, am I really going to scroll through every episode to show my resume? But it was such a great experience, and I got that because of you.
Well, you guys got it because you decided to say yes and take initiative. And actually, I just put it out there, but it's you doing the work. I can't do, like, a lot of people are like, oh, can you help me? Can you do this? I said, I cannot do all your work. I can give you some guidelines. I refuse to do other people's work, because if not, I already had it dumped it on me, and I had to then complete things that should have been other people stepping up and helping out too. So you have to be really careful in the showbiz, because if not, people will take advantage and they'll use and abuse. And I do like helping out, and I like volunteering, but there's a limit.
Correct.
There has to be a limit.
I agree with you. I feel like that's everything. Like, anything you do in entertainment, whether it's in acting or theater or singing or you're a model.
Because you had that background. See, I was very new to any of this, and then when I came across certain people, and they talk really good. They're really good at selling a drowning man water. I'm like, oh!
You can sell me a rock and I'll fall for it.
But their actions don't match up
yeah.
with what they're saying. So you have to be careful and take a step back because you can get bamboozled and all that
Correct.
razzle dazzle.
Correct.
It's really good with what they say, but they have to match it.
Yeah.
They have to be that what they're saying they're going to be. So
So, this was your first production or first show. How do you feel about it? What were the pros? What were the cons? What can you learn from this?
From yesterday, or
Your first one with
my-
the clown one, right?
yeah, well,
What's the name? Yeah, not the clown one. I'm sorry.
that's a little bit of a blur for me because
Okay.
I was having so much fun,
Okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
fun.
and it then like you said, people talk smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So they got me in for a little bit more when we were in one of the fun times, but like I said, I used it as like an internship, and I got
Yeah.
to learn everything, not everything, but a lot of things behind the camera. And like, for example, a good friend of mine now, Jason Wallace, he was running the clicker, and
slate.
the slate, yeah, and everything on that slate has a meaning, as far as like camera position, what scene it is, and it's like there's just more to everything,
Layers.
to everything about it.
Yeah.
And so I learned a lot, but that was because 3 weeks, because I got an extra part in that because I said yes to Joe to go to L.A. to Burbank to film
Cool.
the opening scene because one guy dropped out,
Oh, snap.
and I'm glad I did because then that prepared me for Tonopah. But I remember, I'm not going to give too much away. I remember being tied up, laying on the ground,
This sounds like a lot that you're saying.
No.
getting ready to get killed. And I
Pretend kill people.
and I was just looking up at the stars, thinking, what in the world is going on? Because 3 weeks before that, I was punching a clock in a plant in Flint, Michigan.
Wow.
And it's
That's
like,
crazy, right?
It's
Whole
crazy.
world.
Right. It's another world.
Like, do you ever just sit back and you're like, wow, this is a whole nother life that
And
I
now
didn't
he's
think.
here.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
That's how you felt?
when I got out there.
It was just yesterday? Oh my gosh.
in
day
the mi-
before
or
yesterday?
the
Oh,
di-
it was a
it's-
long day. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
It was a
okay,
long
so
day.
I guess it was Thursday. But when I got out to the middle and I was looking around, I was like,
Yes.
how did I get here?
I know.
And I had a smile on my face all day.
You know how.
I felt really grateful. Go ahead,
Right.
sorry.
You know how. You said yes.
You're right, you're
You
right.
did the work and auditioned or applied for the part, and you showed up.
That's
and
true.
you said yes, and that's what counts.
I think people, they have like a specific vision or a specific idea of how somebody on TV is supposed to look. And for me, I feel like, listen, looks could get you so far, but if you don't do the work for it, it doesn't matter. And I say connections and hard work does a lot for you because, and like experience and everything, but look how fast you move. Look how far you moved in just short amount of time, and you were in a whole
true.
other state.
Well,
Is that another state, another city? I don't know. I'm not
when
sure.
we were walking in the parking lot today, I said I am 10 times more nervous for this than I have been on anything else I've
This?
ever done. Yeah. Because
That was his
everything
first one, too.
It's my first one, and everything else was make believe.
I got
So
you.
it was easy. It's like now this is about
You.
me, and it's
Yeah.
like, but
It
it's
feels,
great.
It
It's
feels
great.
awesome, right?
Right.
I feel like I'm breathing this air with you right now. Like I know what you're talking about. But I wanted
important.
to talk more because I know you keep talking about like protection in this field and everything. And it's so crazy because sex trafficking is a real thing.
Oh, that's another.
Yeah.
I don't even know. That's a whole nother area of looking out for.
I didn't want, so I was nervous about it because the first gig that I did a while back in this industry, they locked down my phone. And then it was like magnetic and everything, and it was kind of nerve-wracking because for me, I have my marketing and event business, so I'm constantly working with business owners. And when you get really close with business owners, you start realizing, wow, people are just people at the end of the day, and some of them has their own temptations, intentions. Some of them has their own weaknesses, fears, and when you're scared about certain things and your reputation getting messed up and money's on the line, you see that people will do certain things. So my mindset changed a lot about like people in major platforms. So with that being said, it came to a point where like I wasn't just so trusting about every gig that was out there. Every entrepreneur, where like I have a business and all of this. Like yeah, maybe, but how legit and secured is everything in place? And the reason I'm saying that is because at the end of the day, we don't have HR to protect us. And like how many scenes? I never done like a sex scene or something, but how many scenes is it so easy to like to say yes or something?
I don't know. Wait till Desert Fiends comes out. Well, what happens to you?
Oh, what do you mean? What is this?
That's a prop and everything.
Well, I know,
special
but-
effects. So,
right.
so okay, there's a scene, and I have to deal with one of the mutants. And when I met the guy, and I don't want to Zach Mascall.
Anyway, it's not like a sex scene or anything. It's just
right. It looks
kinda
like someone's grabbing at my chest,
Yeah.
but it's never going to be my chest ever. It's going to be a prop, and the prop master. Looking like it's mine, but it's not mine. Now, if there's something where people are trying to, and they will, they haven't done it to me yet, but if they do,
yet we hope not yet. All right.
You have to be careful.
Correct.
And I did have a film I was on, which I'm not gonna, because I want to say positive, that kind of got dropped on me. And at first, I was like, should I not do it?
Yeah.
And I ended up doing it, which is now in the film forever. They're like, oh, John's like, which one is that now? Huh? You just have to watch out for yourself, and you do have my number. You have my information.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
want anybody that has contact with me and you feel like you need someone to talk to, I will help you out or give you some advice of what I would do. Doesn't mean you have to take it or not.
Yeah.
There's good people in the industry. It's just not feeling alone and being careful, because you can be easily put in a predicament. Easily.
Correct.
All the time, especially
if it's
looking
just you
young and
too.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So, but that's,
No, that's
you
true,
know,
though. That's
you
true.
can be more targeted in some aspects of showbiz. So you just have to stand your ground, be aware, and then
Yeah.
how do you address it? Because it can be shocking. Like, oh no, I'm in this situation. What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you
And
handle
then you
it?
feel sometimes the pressure because it's like a opportunity, and I don't want to miss the opportunity, you know.
There's millions of opportunities that you don't really.
That's what
have
I
to-
learned.
yeah,
There
yeah.
are millions of opportunities out there, and I remember when I went on your show, I think you told me, "Wow, you just came by yourself. Like, what if I was leading you to somewhere dangerous?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Girl, I got a taser. I got a fork in the back of my thing." But no, it's true. Anything can happen. But I am going to say with this one, because I never met. Can I say the casting?
What?
Lady's name or no?
Oh yeah, but the one we just did all
Yeah.
together. Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
share her. 'Cause she's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, she's great.
Yeah, let's share her.
Yes, Julie, right?
Julie Goldman.
Julie Goldman. So thank you, because I actually never met her, and I usually don't do any projects unless there's somebody mutual with it. But you were the one connecting, so I was
I
hoping.
vouch.
Yeah.
And if there is something, I would never just vouch.
If you were not the one that sent that to me, I would have probably like
so not happening.
yeah. Because the thing is, it was last minute, and then secondly, the email was just, it said, please, please, please. So it was like, it sounded really, not desperate, but it just sounded very like, is this too good to be true? Like, why does she really want me? Because she's like, please, please,
Well,
please.
they needed
I really
bodies.
want you. Yeah.
They needed people.
So I was like about it, and I don't know her, and then and then we had the venue that wasn't said yet, and then they wanted my social.
Yeah, it's top secret.
So I understand it, but a part of me was like, what happens if this is like a sex trafficking thing?
No,
and I
not
don't know.
with hers. Not with hers.
I heard she's like one of the legit ones.
Julie Goldman, and I like David Anthony Prada. So if you look
Awesome.
up David Anthony Casting on Facebook, I don't know if he's on the Instagram. She's on both. Julie Casting. They are good. I can't vouch for anybody else. Like, if I haven't met them or worked with them, I can't say if they're good or not. Or if I had a good or bad experience, I usually do share, like, this is what I went through, and this is up to you then. You could take whatever information, and you decide then. Because ultimately it is your guys' choices to either proceed. But there's a lot of things you have to look out for, even on sets. You know, I told people... with your any sets, SAG, though, you are protected. If you're, and I am union now, so if something does get messed up, I was like, man, I have protection.
How do you get in that? What is that actually? I don't know. Somebody asked me. I don't know what I am.
Screen Actors Guild. It is you just, so you either get like a 3 3 SAG vouchers or 1 Taft Hartley. If you get 3 Taft Hartleys, I was told that you have to join SAG. They won't force you, just can't go on another SAG set. So I feel like it was kind of forcing, but at the same time, fine. Sometimes you got to get that nudge. I know there's Actors Access and Backstage something. I never use them, though. The only way I've gotten hired before is through other people, and I've worked with them. I don't know if I could ever audition for something, and I don't know anybody that's never heard of people or been involved. I get too apprehensive, I'm going to say, because of the things I had to go through in the last almost 4 years. All I know is that people don't have the proper paperwork. The movie won't be distributed. I know this because I worked with Sean C. Phillips and Ethan Phillips, the director and the writers for The Desert Fiends. My husband, Kevin Gregg, helped us scan it, like over 300 pieces of paper to Garbage House Ventures, and they'll be releasing that Desert Fiends sometime next year, who knows when. Cool. But if you don't have that proper paperwork, it'll never see the light of day. Because say if we did a recording, like a movie, and you decide to finish the movie and you don't have all the release forms, people can sue you.
Wow.
There's a lot of things you have to watch out for.
I'm surprised they're even still recording if you don't have the papers.
Well, there's all these things that happen, and unless people talk about it, you wouldn't know. How would you know? Would you know?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know until you get more involved.
Yeah.
So it's not just in front that you have to learn. Like as an actress or actor, you take those acting classes from different people, more tools in your toolbox, because you're going to learn the character development, the character arc. You're going to learn table reads. I recommend, if you buy a pay-to-play, you do your homework on that character role, and you get connected with the people in your scene, so you're prepared. Because you don't want to step over people's lines. People do that. Or some people do get nervous. Oh, they get really, I was like, oh no, don't get nervous. I can see in their eyes, they're starting, I'm like, no.
You can hear it in their throat.
Everything. I'm like, the sweat. I'm like, oh, it's happening to this person. Abort. No, you can't. You can't go with it. So there's a lot that goes into it, just like with stunts. I started taking stunts,
That's awesome.
arm burns, high falls, and I did interviews and red carpets. More tools in your toolbox, more to be aware of. You have to learn, because people.
And you're more of value, actually, when you learn all of that.
Well, and you can't be fooled as much. I still got fooled though on some things. I'm like, oh, or you looked out for people and they didn't look out for you back. Guess what? I'm not working with that person again. If you don't look out for me like I've looked out for you, I'm not happening. There's not. And if I do ever make up with somebody, they better really do it right, or I'm done. Because there's too much other good people and good productions out there. Why would you settle for something less? You wouldn't.
Yeah.
But if you get that opportunity to very weary on things, and I'm like, what's happening here?
That's good, though.
Like, it can be good, but at the same time, maybe I'm just
too paranoid?
I don't want to say paranoid, but I've already had lessons, so
yeah, I got you.
You can call it paranoid, fine. Let me know how your lessons
You're
work
too
out.
wise. Too wise is not a problem.
Let me know how those lessons go for everybody, because they're not fun for me. If I can have people avoid those lessons, good. And I want them to be able to build what they need to know when they are outreaching. Vegas is building a good hub now finally, but in 3 to 4 years when that Warner Brothers comes, I don't know if they'll hire Vegas talent. They might just bring their own from LA. So you got to work so hard that they notice you.
Yeah, correct.
So hard.
Well, there was talk about this Thursday during breaks with people on that set, and from what I kind of heard, that if Nevada gives the tax breaks for them to come, like they are going to have to hire 60% local. You're going to have to be like a Nevada to get. They want the people to stay local, or they want those productions.
But who exactly is doing the hiring?
Well,
that's who you need to know, or be.
That's
right.
true.
But still, so that's something we need to pay attention to, on how all that is written and done. And one thing to add about what you guys were talking about, when you get a contract, do not pretend it's a receipt from CVS. Read it, have a lawyer look through it, and don't be afraid to mark things out, and don't sign it if you don't feel comfortable. Because that's huge. Because if you sign something that there might be a little paragraph that makes you liable for the whole thing that you didn't read. And like with what we do, let's say we were in Tonopah, and there was an estranged Mickey Mouse on the shelf in the background. If Disney finds that and wants to come after you, can can any of us fight Disney lawyers?
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
you have to really protect
They would have
yourself.
to edit it out. That's
yeah,
all.
yeah, but
Even over here, like, I remember there's sometimes like we had to edit some stuff over
Right.
here because we were gonna get marked or something like that. But no, this is great. I think this conversation could go for like 3 more shows. But
So everybody has their goals for next year. 2025,
Yes.
what are you bringing? I do want to give an announcement that Days of the Dead, I will have a booth with John for
Awesome.
Desert Fiends 2. It'll be my 3rd year doing it. I think other people are
Yay.
catching on now, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'll know a lot of people there. We will know a lot of people. I don't know if
Awesome.
you like the horror conventions like Terrifier or... No,
I mean, if you do, that's so awesome for you.
well, Desert Fiends
I am,
is
I'm
more
gonna
is
do
more
this,
of
I'm
a
gonna do this,
it's
yeah.
more of a comedy. It's a horror comedy,
Okay.
and it,
Yeah.
and it will make you laugh.
Hey, at least I didn't lie, all right?
Right.
This is awesome, you guys. So how can we get in touch with you guys?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram. Just look up John Swango, and I'll have some more business cards made up before
Awesome.
Days of the Dead.
So when you do connect with John Swingo, know that if you're part of Desert Fiends 2, you can always go to him and ask him any kind of questions, anything that's concerns, as with me, because
Right.
I want them to know that they're safe on our set.
Aw.
There's not going to be any weird nonsense. They'll
Thank
be
you.
fed. But there are going to be a couple things like if you're supposed to be on that day and you leave, we're making things like if you leave, we can't give you another part and try to make up
Got you.
stuff.
Got you.
You know, they will forfeit their part. There's responsibilities that come with being part of a film.
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
couldn't just leave the other 2 days ago.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
Right, right.
yeah, that'd be a problem. You'd never hired again.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and you wouldn't get paid, and the pay should be good for you.
And we're going to keep the set
We had overtime, so it was real
Right.
good.
and we're going to keep the sets closed. Is pretty tight on that too,
Cool.
because that saves money on food, saves money on paperwork,
Liabilities.
Awesome.
and you can control the scenes with not having background
Got you. This is
stuff
awesome.
going on.
Cool.
So what are your goals then for your talk show and everything? Can
Oh,
we just
thank
before we
you.
yeah,
Thank
I just wanna put it-
Thank you for asking
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I wasn't thinking about me, but I guess for this show, I want to just be more real because I feel like the politics and everything that has happened these past few years, it made me like be a little less vocal, and I don't want to be less vocal when things are heavy on me. So I want to be vocally loud about my values, and even if other people don't have the same values, I want it to just be a safe place, no matter what those values are, even if they're not political or not. And I guess my goal on my business, because I have my marketing and event side, I'm actually in the process. I actually met a general manager for one of the hotels on that set the other day, and we're connecting to see if we could partner with his hotel. So things are going great. So just a kind of background so you guys understand what I'm talking about. I produce events here. We provide venues, catering, lodging for like corporate events, even sets. Like we have
After
a few after parties. Yes, we even have like mansions where we do reality shows at. If you guys,
God, I didn't know all this.
I
See?
know.
Right.
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
You were sure.
Thank you. And like even we have a movie theater actually too. So yeah, we even have like AV teams. And like literally we try to be the resource spot for businesses. That's the main goal here. And for my show, I love supporting businesses and entrepreneurs and just people who's building their brand, whether they're singers, gig workers, actors, actresses. But yes, those are my goals. Thank you for asking that. I appreciate
What the
that.
hey?
I just had a great idea.
Yeah.
What?
Well, we'll talk about it.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's opening the door to connections. You did,
Right.
you know your part, you're good at. I know what I'm good at, and you know what you're good at, and it's coming together
I
to
love
build
this.
something
I
and
love
collaborate. Because there's a lot of people that do try to break down sabotage because they're not contributing, and they just think they can just have it without
Yeah.
working for it, and it doesn't work that way at all. And I think it's power in numbers and being insightful, and also supporting each other. Now
Yes.
that I know that you have all this other areas
Thank you.
that you should add to this clip here, like kind of like put in the commercial
Thank
thing so I
you.
can see. I'm a visual person, so
I
yes,
love
I
it.
heard it, but I also like to see it.
I got you, girl.
Thank you.
I'll show you whatever you want. Thank
2025.
you, guys. 2025, I'm excited. All right, you guys. Make sure to follow them and find them and connect and support. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Happy New Year.
All right.
Happy New Year.